What's up, guys? I'm bringing you some tips, tricks, and tactics on how to play the monster Goliath in Evolve. If you're like me, first starting out, then you try to sneak around and it doesn't really work, and the hunters always find you and trap you and just kind of kill you instantly kind of thing. So, what I usually do at the start is I try to get as much elevation as I can and jump from rock to rock if at all possible. But you see here I can get as much distance on my jump as possible from having that kind of elevation. And so yeah, that gets you some distance really quick and allows you to start feeding as soon as possible. As far as skills go, I like to use charge and jumping smash attack, whichever one that is. I use that purely for the mobility. It helps a lot if you get tranquilized. So really what I'm doing here is attempting to get my shield to full. Shield is the blue bar right above the health bar right up there. And I want to get pretty close to evolving also. I'm not going to evolve quite yet because when you evolve, you lose your shield. Now, what you can do when you get your max shield, you can either attempt to engage or you can try to evolve. That's up to you. But here I'm going to try to engage. Seems like they're coming at me a little bit, but this is a good spot to engage. If they trap me, I don't care. Look, he's up here on this cliff. I can just separate him from his team with charge there and just do some damage to him. His team's trying to get up here with their jetpacks, and maybe they don't have enough jetpacks to get up. See, I'm going to separate this guy again with my charge. Try to do as much damage as I can. Really what you want to be doing is going after the medic. Now you can press T and see which player is the medic. This particular time it happens to be a bot. It's Val. Medic always has blue over their head. You see right here I jumped down, and I probably should have stayed down here because if they all jumped down and then one of them got separated up top, I could have separated them on the cliff that way. But here I go after the medic pretty heavily and manage to get her cornered. So you don't really want to go for kills necessarily your first time around, your first fight, unless you're just absolutely decimating them. Now if you'll take a look at my health bar here, I'm starting to take some damage, but the dome is about to go out. See, I get the medic and I run away. The reasoning for this is that if I were to go for more kills, look, my shield's gone and I'm starting to take health damage. Health damage does not replenish, so I run away and I go ahead and evolve. Since I don't have any shields anyway, I'm not losing anything. And this is where you can select your skills and whatnot. Really, to me, skills are all about preference. Do not ask me about which skills to use because it's really whatever works best for you. That goes for perks as well. Also, well, for the perk, I do like to use the speed buff. So I have as much mobility as possible. I can get away or chase down as quickly as possible. So you want to find a safe place to evolve and start building up your shield again. You'll notice I kind of level up my skills a bit evenly. I like to have as many options as possible when it comes to a fight. Pretty much when you're trapped in a dome, you want to have as many options as possible. That's my opinion. I mean, if you want to go ahead and raise, max out a skill or two first, whatever, that's you. Here you see I get the movement buff increase. It pops up on the right there. You'll see the little icons above creatures that give you buffs. Very important. Get as many buffs as possible. If it's there, you want to try to get it. Even if you're going to take some damage from the hunters, just don't get trapped and take a lot of damage just because of a buff. Don't worry about it at that point. So you can just see me avoiding the hunters as much as possible until I get my shield back up, because I don't want to take any permanent damage. You pretty much just want to use your mobility jump as much as possible, and from elevated areas as much as possible also. Your charge will give you a little bit of speed. If you really need to get out of a situation, you can use your smash and jump attack, but it's not quite as mobile as I'd like, which is fine. I generally try to just go for smaller animals. I don't generally attack bigger ones unless they have buffs. So you also kind of want to avoid attracting birds if possible. Sometimes you'll attract birds when you kill animals, but I mean there's nothing you can really do about that. Here they get separated again, so I decided to do a little attack, but they got me trapped here. This isn't the best place to do it, but I have plenty of cover. So, and I've got full shield, so I was kind of ready for a fight. Second priority behind the medic would probably be the support, because if he's playing Hank, the guy that can shield everybody, he can prevent a whole lot of damage. But like I said, in these earlier fights, you just want to go for knockdowns, because knocking them down is going to take them, take 25% of their health away, and you're just in it for the long fight. You want to drag this out as much as possible, and they're trying to kill you as fast as possible. So, getting the kill, like smashing somebody that's on the ground, is not going to do you any good unless you take them all down. So, and keep in mind that the longer the match goes on, the more damage you're going to be able to do, and if you can take chunks off their health bar for knocking them down, if they're down to like 50% health, max health, and you're doing like twice as much damage, you can see how it really adds up. Alright, so really starting out is the hardest part, so we're going to go over this again. It's going to be a different game this time though. Different map too. So again, you want to try to get your elevation. You want to jump around as much as possible so you don't leave tracks around. It's going to make it really hard for them to find you. So once you've used up all your jumps, you got a good distance, start killing and feeding. A little glitch here, but eventually he pops back up. And while you're feeding, don't just sit there and feed. I mean, you could be feeding and smelling at the same time. See that little kind of radar blip that goes out? That's from me right clicking. When you smell, you can highlight your tracks and enemies and animals, everything in the area. So you want to be doing that definitely as much as possible, especially while you're feeding, because you don't want them sneaking up on you and trapping you while you're feeding. That sucks. Also, you kind of want to be observing your surroundings. You want to be looking for good places to fight. See here, I'm looking at cliffs. I'm looking for a good place to fight. And apparently, in this game, they're using the trapper that doesn't have the pet. So, actually, they are having a really, really hard time finding me. They're not even on my trail right now, so I'm having to hunt them. Since I've got my full shield up, I figured, go fight them. So here I'm trying to get as much elevation as possible, because if they bring the fight to me and they jump up here trying to fight me, then it's going to end up bad for them. See here, I'm pressing T, and I could see, which class, who is which class. It's always good to do that, so you know who to target. Because if you don't know who to target, then you're kind of screwed. So I see this guy straggling behind, and I see he's got those mines there. So I'm going to go ahead and start attacking him. And usually they try to kite you away into those mines, so I charge him away from the mines and just start pummeling his ass. And this fight does not go very well for them. It's a pretty poor place to fight, in all honesty. There's not a whole lot of cover, not a whole lot of places for me to climb up onto if I need to get away, but these guys were just bad. So just showing some good old gameplay at this point. But really, you just want to try to control the fight as much as possible. Just try to use your charge to separate them. Use your leaping smash to do a lot of damage. If the fire breath is your thing, do that. You really don't want to take a lot of damage in these fights, like I said. If your shield is out, you want to get out. You don't want to take any permanent damage, especially this early. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.